All righty. So we are live at 1:45 Black Friday Hangout. I like to call these. I'm Fran Harris. First, I want to apologize for not being with you at noon. I had 65,000 calls that went over and over, and then another call started. So I know I told you guys I was going to see you at noon, but it just wasn't possible today. So thank you for joining me at 1:45. I think it's very important to do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't do it, you let people know why you can't do it or why you didn't do it. That's one of my core values. So I want to make sure that you guys are on board with me as we continue to do some of these Black Friday Hangouts. And I also want to applaud you. Yes. For joining me today. I know you could be doing a lot of things today on a Friday, getting to your weekend, and you're figuring out and getting some additional information about how to grow your business. So I am Fran Harris. I am the founder and CEO of BlackBusinessUniversity.com. I'm also the co-founder of Black Millionaire Summit and the founder and CEO of BlackBizList.net, which you guys may have seen in the portal. But today I'm going to be talking to you about three things. I'm going to be talking to you about the three things you must do to thrive in your business. And it doesn't matter if you are doing this online, if your business is strictly on the internet, or if it's offline. You have to do these three things to thrive and succeed in your business. Now, so since we're doing a Google Hangout Live, your comments are going to be on Facebook. So if you've got a business question for me in the time that we're going to be together today, then leave that for me on Facebook, okay? Or if you're watching on YouTube, you can also leave it in YouTube. Make sure that you also subscribe to the new Black Business University YouTube channel. Make sure you get over and like our page on Facebook, Black Business University as well. All right, so let's jump into the three things that you must do to thrive in business. The first thing, and you guys will identify with this because everyone knows that if you don't have customers, you don't have a business. So the first thing you have to be focusing on is growing your posse. Some people will call this a tribe. Some people will say it's your audience. You've got to have people who will ride with you. You've got to have people who will ride with you. And I call that my posse. There are people who have been online with me since I got online in the mid 90s who have been on my list for that long. And there are people who have, come in contact with me either through social media or through other things, my webinars, but you've kind of joined my posse. There are people whose posse I'm a part of, right? So you've got to have people who know what you stand for, who believe in what you're doing, and who love your products and services. Because obviously, if you're not selling anything, then you're not really in business. What I've learned that has really gotten us behind the eight ball, and I'm talking specifically about Black entrepreneurs because I'm broadcasting to us right now, and that is that we have been behind on growing our audiences. So your posse, the people who may read your newsletter, they may see your quotes on social media, they may watch your videos on YouTube or wherever else you may be publishing your content, that's your posse. And you have to be able to communicate with them at will, which means that you should be getting their email address or their phone numbers. If you're doing an SMS campaign, you should have a way to communicate with them at all times, right? So raise your digital hand right now on Facebook and let me know if you currently have an autoresponder message, a way to message and market to your audience via email or via text messaging, because it doesn't have to be email. Text messaging is kind of taking the place of email marketing, but email is still the most beneficial way to communicate with your audience, with permission and those kinds of things. So if you are currently building your posse, building your tribe through email, raise your hand on Facebook and tell me that you already have something set up either through something like Aweber or Infusionsoft, which I sometimes call Confusionsoft, or GetResponse, MailChimp, whatever. That is the first place you have to start. You have to have a way to market to your audience via email. So I'm going to check on Facebook right now, refresh, and see how many of you actually are doing this. You're actually marketing to your audience online. Okay, so what I've learned is that if you don't have that set up, if you're not doing that right now, then you're really just throwing your marketing dollars away. If you haven't set up a system where you can get your customers' email addresses so that you can talk to them about whatever you are, whatever your area of expertise is, whatever products you market to them, or whatever products you sell, services that you sell, you've got to have a way to be able to market to them and speak to them at will. And an email marketing program like Aweber or GetResponse or Infusionsoft or MailChimp or Autopilot, lots of them out there. If you don't have that set up, then I'm going to recommend that you do that today. A lot of these programs you can get into for less than $20 a month. Some of them are even free until you get to 500 subscribers. So you need to do that, because otherwise there's no other way for you to talk to your audience and to let them know about all the great stuff you have for them, all the ways that you can help them. Okay. So if you're just marketing to folks and you're just sending out a message like one time, most of us require 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10 times before we will do business with people. Think about the number of times that you've gone to a website and you thought, okay, I like this, and then you bought it. Like, it doesn't happen typically. What typically happens is that you go to a website or you go to a store and you go, I kind of like this. I kind of like this person. And you get on their list so that they can continue to talk to you, so that you can get to develop a relationship with them, so that you can build rapport with them. And then maybe the third time or the fourth time you get their marketing message, then you buy something. Okay. So that is what it's all about. That's what email marketing is all about. And that is how you start to build your posse. So for those of you who are already doing this, I'm going to give you a little shout out, a little applause for you for doing that. So number one is that you have to build your tribe. You have to build your posse. All right. Number two, the next thing you need to do, and this is the thing that is the hardest thing for most people to do. You ready for it? It's the big C. It's consistency. Very difficult for people to be consistent, right? Most of us can do something great, do something really well once or twice, right? We can hit it once or twice. But the great ones, the people who are great, no matter what the endeavor is, business, ministry, sports, whatever, they do what they do consistently. So think about how you've been posting in the portal. Do you post once a day? Do you post 3 times a day? Do you post at 9 o'clock every morning? Do you post, is it hit or miss? Consistency is the key to success. And most of you can identify with this, right? You know someone who may be in your industry who does what you do, hair or consulting, finances, whatever. And you may see some of their messages online. And then you may see some folks that you see them every single day. You see them every single week doing what they do. Those folks are probably having more success, because it's about consistency. It's not even about whether someone is better than you, because I know people who do things. I have clients where they're moving in the same industry. They're pretty equal in terms of their service delivery. They're pretty equal in terms of what they do, but one of them is consistent and one of them is not. And the one who is consistent is getting better business results. So why is it difficult for us to be consistent? Because it's hard. I mean, think about working out, right? I'm a former professional athlete. And as much as I love having a great body, working out, now that I'm no longer a professional athlete, is very difficult to consistently do that. But listen, I don't try to fool myself. I know that I'm just making excuses, right? If I'm not working out every day, I'm just making excuses. And it's the same thing in business. There's no excuse for not being consistent. If it's your desire to grow your business to the 10, 20, $100,000, $1 million mark per month, then the only thing that's going to get you there is consistency. It's consistently delivering the goods, delivering your services, programs, and products in a way that people love to receive it. So it's all about consistency. And here's the thing. You don't have to do everything all at once, because what most of us do is that we go, oh, we're going to start a YouTube channel, and then we're going to blog, and then we're going to do webinars. No, you're not. No, you're not. Do one thing. And maybe for you, maybe today, the test of your consistency is just posting in the Black Business Portal. Maybe you just need to do that every single day to start building up your reps of being consistent. I'm telling you guys, you're looking at people in your industry who are doing what you do, and you're wondering why they're getting better results. And I guarantee you a lot of it is that they are just consistently doing the work. They're consistently doing the work. So as an example, I'll just give you some examples of some of the things that we do. So we started to build, my YouTube channel Literally, we said we're not looking to get 1 million subscribers. We're just looking to be consistently delivering content to our audience every single week, right? And the great thing about the internet is that you get to automate a lot of this stuff, y'all. So it's not like you have to sit at your computer. I'm live now, but you don't have to sit at your computer and do your show for YouTube live. You can do it. You can tape it, you know, record it beforehand, and then just schedule it on YouTube. That's just one example. So for my content, it's scheduled all the way to next spring. Okay, let me repeat that. My content on YouTube is scheduled until next spring. All I did was get with my photographer and we just shot some videos and then we scheduled it. And that allows me to have the consistency I need to put the consistent message out there about my brand and my company. Okay, so same thing for you. Make a decision today about what you're going to consistently do. If it's going to be to start a YouTube show, if it's going to be to do, you know, 15-second, 20-second, 30-second pieces of advice to your audience, if it's to put up an image in the portal every week, whatever it is, you know what you need to do consistently to get your business to the next level, then just do that. But let me tell you, it's all about consistency. So if you have been consistent with your business, then, you know, I got something else for you. This is what's going to happen for you. I'm loving that effect in Google Hangouts, but I also, you're going to start to make a little bit more coin if you are more consistent in the marketplace. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a swig of water because we're almost done with this quick show. And I'm going to check Facebook to see if you guys have any questions for me. We are live if you are just joining us. I'm Fran Harris, the founder and CEO of blackbusinessuniversity.com. And I'm talking to you about the 3 things that you must do to thrive in business. Number 1, I talked about is that you must have a posse. You must have people who are riding with you, who like what you do, who like to listen to your advice, or they like to buy your products. Number 2, you must be consistent in delivering your business stuff to the marketplace. You've got to be consistent. So let's see if I refresh, if anybody's got any questions. Mark McDaniel, by the way, thank you so much for your comment in the portal. Let's see what we got here. Okay, cool. So that's number 2, was being consistent. And then number 3, the last one is, and it's kind of 2 things. The last thing you have to do is to serve and to sell. So serve and sell. Number 1, you've heard people say, well, you want to give your content away free. You want to make sure that people understand that you're not just taking. And so that's where the service comes in. Like what I'm doing right now, there's nothing for you guys to buy. I'm basically serving my audience of Black entrepreneurs, making sure that you have a little bit of knowledge every single day, either through my images or through me coming on live or some of my recorded videos to help you get to your business to the next level. That's what this is about. Right? So I'm serving right now. What a lot of people do, they either serve or they sell. Very few people know how to serve and sell. But let's all be real. If I don't sell anything, I don't have a business. If you don't sell anything, you don't have a business. So you want to make sure that you come to the table and you're serving your audience in a way that honors them. You're serving them in a way with integrity and honesty. But at the end of the day, if you don't make them an offer, if you don't say, hey, and by the way, you know, come to my event, or hey, by the way, buy my book, or hey, by the way, come to, you know, my show, then you won't have a business. You won't have anything to thrive in because you won't have a business. So you've got to be comfortable in both of those spaces. You have to be comfortable serving and you've got to be comfortable selling. Okay. So some ways that you can serve is I like to tell my clients to do quick little 1-page checklists. So if you are, let's say, if you have a barbershop, or if you are a financial planner or whatever, one of the things that you can do to really serve your audience is to do a 1-page checklist of like, here are the top 10 things to get you to your first $1 million. Or here are the top 3 things that you can do, guys, to prevent razor stubble. Or here are the top 15 things that you can do to become a better sports parent, right? So it's something simple and you don't even have to write it. You can record it on your smartphone and send it to people via text. You could, a lot of different ways you can deliver the service, right? But that gives you an opportunity to serve your audience. Now, once you've served your audience, you've given them a lot of content, you've shown up for them consistently, whether it's through your videos or through your posts on social media or whatever it is that you do to serve your audience, then it makes sense that at some point you say, hey, let's do business together. Let's do business. I've given you a lot of free content. Let's do business, right? And so you've got to be comfortable serving. Got to be comfortable giving of yourself and your time and your products and programs and services. And you also have to be comfortable saying, all right, so now that we've done that, let me show you how you can take your business, your life, your relationship, whatever it is, whatever area that you move in, let's take it to the next level. And here's my coaching program, right? Let's take it to the next level. And here's a seminar. Let's take it to the next level. And here are my consulting services, right? It's always just a matter of making an offer to people. A lot of people have a difficult time selling because they get uncomfortable with what? Rejection. The reason people don't like to sell is that they get uncomfortable with people saying no. But if you're just offering people the opportunity to change their lives, if you're just offering people the opportunity to take their lives or their business to another level, that's not really selling. That's offering people the opportunity to get to their next level. So just to recap real quickly, the 3 things you must do to thrive in business. You have to have a posse, meaning you have to have an audience. You have to have an audience that's listening to you, that's watching you, that's emulating you, that wants to do what you're trying to help them get to that next level to do. So you've got to have an audience. Number 2, you've got to be consistently delivering the goods to that audience, whether it's through images, quotes, videos, sermons and messages, whatever. You're consistently delivering something to your audience. And consistency can be weekly, it can be daily, it can be monthly. But here's the thing about being too far away in terms of your delivery for your audience. If they don't hear from you, but every month, they've moved on to somebody else. I mean, it's like a dating relationship, right? If he or she doesn't call you every day or every other day, then y'all are not really dating, really, okay? So you've got to think about that when you have your customers and you're dealing with your posse. You need a way to reach out to them on a daily, weekly, regular basis so that they know you're there and so that they start to expect you to do the things that you do. So consistency is critical. Not about being better than the other person, not even about competition. It's about consistently showing up for your audience. And then number 3 is serving and selling. Serving your audience, showing up, giving them free content, helping them, dipping into forums and groups and just contributing. That's a great way to serve your audience. And then ultimately, you will not be in business if you are uncomfortable or unwilling to sell, to make an offer to your audience. All right. So you got to have a posse. You have an audience that you can relate to and build rapport with through email marketing. You've got to be consistently in front of them every day, every other day, every week. And then 3rd, you have to serve and sell them. So that's going to do it for today's Black Friday Hangout. I'm Fran Harris, founder and CEO of blackbusinessuniversity.com, where you can get access to over 100 courses for less than the cost of probably going out to dinner. So check out blackbusinessuniversity.com. I'll see you guys again next week. Have a great weekend. Take care and God bless you.